We're going to talk today about the 5 most important things a chiropractor can tell you if you've had an auto accident. The first thing to know is right away get your spine checked. Get to the chiropractor, have them check your spine. That means analyze what's in place, what's out of place, and as soon as you can, get adjusted. Secondly, get into a hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber as soon as you can. A couple months ago I fell, I hurt my shoulder and really jacked my shoulder up. But within 1 hour I got into that chamber and wanted to get that relief, that pain relief, but also get the swelling down, get the inflammation down as soon as I can. So right away, take action, get your spine checked. Now for a lot of people, they might feel kind of okay. They might feel like, I'm really not doing that bad, but don't wait for pain to show up to know there's a problem. So again, no pain does not mean no problem. Now for a lot of people, we've been taught that don't go back to the doctor unless you have pain, but the problem is if you have a car accident and you do not address the problem, it could take months or even years for the problem to show up. Then you're on the hook for paying for that problem. I was in Alaska at age 19. I was walking and I heard the truck coming, and it was about midnight. They were coming out of a bar, and I thought they were just going to go around me, and they ended up hitting me. And they kept accelerating during the whole time that they hit me and drove away. I don't think they saw me. What happened next was I got flipped over. I landed on my butt and legs. I ended up being fortunate enough to walk away from this. But what was fascinating was about a month later, I met a chiropractor. He said, "You should come see me." And I thought he just wanted my money. He just wanted me to come in and see him just for some kind of money thing. What I found out of now 2 months after that accident was I needed to see him. I had a lot of pain. In fact, I can still remember what the curtain looked like with the sun coming in from that curtain that morning when I woke up in so much pain, hoping to find that guy's number, hoping I could get in soon, hoping I could get relief. And by the next summer, this was like October when I saw him, by the next summer, I was telling him I was going to become a chiropractor because I saw so much relief, so much help. Now, some other things to realize is it might not be just you that was in that car accident. Maybe it was your child. And the thing to know about children and even teenagers is pain is not fully understood or comprehended by the body until age 18. Isn't that amazing? So when I think back to when I was a teenager, a young teenager, 13 and 12 and 14, we'd play tackle football for hours. And it was full out. We were running full speed trying to tackle that guy. Now, would I do that now? Would I want to be tackled now? No way. I don't want pain. And in fact, what I realize is I feel pain now in a different way than I did then. I didn't really recognize the pain. Now with that in mind, what I see, having been a chiropractor for over 25 years, is a lot of times the parents think they understand what's going on for their child. They understand what their child's feeling. And as I do a history and as I examine the child, a lot of times the parents are surprised to find out their kids are feeling something, or maybe they have a dysfunction that's different than they thought the child had. So they might be having stomach problems and they don't even realize it, or constipation, don't even realize the child's having those issues. Or they're having headaches at a frequency much more often than they even knew. A lot of times kids just don't know how to communicate well what they're feeling, how often they're feeling it, and you know, they just don't know how to explain what's going on for them. Don't assume your child's okay because they say they're okay. It's good to have their spines checked also after a car accident. Also, what speed of accident can cause an injury? Does it have to be high speed? Does it have to be moderate speed? Or can a low speed accident cause an injury? Well, in studies, even speeds of 5 to 8 miles an hour can cause big permanent injuries to the body. Why is that? Well, the vehicles are designed to withstand impacts of just even 5 miles an hour without showing damage to that vehicle. The problem is that force that comes into that vehicle gets shifted to that body, to that person. Now their neck's sore, their back's sore, and it isn't whiplash just affecting the neck, it even can affect the low back. So as we look at impact speeds, don't assume because it was a lower speed that there's no problem. If you were riding on a bicycle and you're hit by a train going 5 miles an hour, do you think that's just the same as if you're hit by another bicycle going 5 miles an hour? So what's the difference there? Well, now it's the forces involved with that train hitting that person. So speed is not as big of an issue as what's happened to that body. How's that body injured? How's that body doing? I've had many patients say to me, I wish I had addressed the issues I had after that car accident when I could get coverage from the accident. You know, you can't come back to that insurance company years later and say, I still want to get coverage. There's only a certain timeline that they're going to cover you. So even people that have had small injuries need to be checked by their chiropractor to see if they're having problems. When selecting a chiropractor, who do you select? Well, if it's me, I'm looking for somebody that's precise, somebody that's specific in their adjustments, and somebody that's methodical. I recommend somebody that does the Gonstead technique or Gonstead system. Now, can I speak for everybody that does that system? I can't, because people cut corners. People have different levels of ability to see things and different levels of what excellence is for them, or even if they want to have excellence. In our clinic, we do something called the Gonstead technique because what I found is it's a way to be precise, to be methodical, to be so specific in that adjustment. You know, you can't just be on a bone and hope it goes in the right place. You also have to be on the right bone and be adjusting it in the proper way. But also, there's times to adjust it and leave it alone. So there's all these different aspects of doing precise chiropractic. Now let me tell you about what B.J. Palmer said about chiropractic. He's a promoter of chiropractic. His father, D.D. Palmer, founded it. Now B.J. was promoting it. In fact, we believe he saved the profession. He said, chiropractic is specific or it is nothing. Now, how did he know that? In a period for 2 years, they would adjust every thoracic vertebrae and every lumbar vertebrae at every visit. That's 12 plus 5 vertebrae. That's 17 vertebrae. Imagine having 17 different adjustments at one visit. Well, what they found was they were hurting people. So BJ said, the only thing you're going to do is adjust the upper neck. That's all you can do. And he was making them stop hurting people and be specific, be methodical, be analytical. And so with that, they saved the profession, they were getting results, and they were making a difference for those people that were under their care. Let me tell you about a patient that came in yesterday. He was in 2 auto accidents in January of 2025. So this is about 13 months ago. Now, one accident, he's parked, somebody hits him at 36 miles an hour. Another accident the same month, he's parked or stopped on the road, both times stopped, and he's hit somebody going about 50 miles an hour. So he's had 2 major accidents in a short time. Now, fast forward to today, or yesterday when we met him, and when I checked him, his pain level has been about a 7 out of 10 pain. This guy's been in a lot of pain. He's had 60 adjustments since that time, but he's still at a 7 out of 10 pain. He's had all kinds of trigger point injections and epidurals, and he's just not doing that great. But I do a real thorough analysis, and in the x-ray we see he's got 4 lumbar instead of 5. And we find which bones are out of place. We found 5 different bones to be out of place. And one of the things that happened, or was amazing, was when he came in, he couldn't extend his right leg back very much. And I adjusted his right sacroiliac joint, gave him a specific adjustment, and it was amazing. He could bring that leg into that extension a lot better. So I think what's been happening for that patient is they've just been doing general kind of adjustments. Where you sore, let's throw an adjustment in there. Let's pop and pray. Is pop and pray, is that good enough? I don't think so. I don't want that. So let's not roll the dice. Let's be specific. Let's be accurate. Let's be methodical. And that's really how chiropractic is designed. My next point today is that don't settle with the insurance company too soon. And what I see happen over and over again is people get a little money dangled in front of them. Here's $2,000. And if you sign off, we'll give you this money and we'll cover some care and life will be good. But what's happening is people are doing this before they've actually fully resolved their issues. They don't know if they're going to be left with a permanent injury. They're just hoping they will. Now, why would an insurance company ask somebody to settle before their injuries are gone? Well, the reason is that the insurance company is covering their assets. They're covering their risks, okay? And the reason is they want you to go away. They don't want you to come back with a big bill or an attorney and say, hey, we've got some permanent issues from this injury. So do not settle too soon. That's a big thing. Get some advice. Talk to an attorney. Talk to your chiropractor. Talk to your insurance agent. But don't let those adjusters get you to just sign away your rights to get the proper coverage. Now, one great way to not even have to deal with the other insurance company is to have the proper coverage in the first place. There's something called medical payment. And in our state of Wisconsin, you can have zero medical payment coverage on all the people in the car. You could have 10, 15, 20,000. I recommend personally I'd have $10,000 or $15,000 of coverage because one visit to the hospital, you can run up a bill of $5,000 pretty quickly. Person needing MRIs or if there's some broken bones. So if you've got people in your vehicle, make sure everybody's covered properly. And what's great to know is this added coverage typically doesn't cost that much. So look at medical payment coverage for your vehicle today. What do you do if it's been a while since the accident and you've not yet reached pre-injury status? Well, what we need to do is a couple things. First of all, realize healing takes time. You know, this problem that you had, if it was a car accident, could have dealt with a lot of forces. And in fact, we had a guy that had a head-on accident. He's going 35 miles an hour. The other vehicle is going about 35 miles an hour. And it caused a disc issue in his mid-back. And what we saw is he'd get relief, he'd get help for a few days, but he wasn't getting lasting change. And what was going on for him in his case was, because of that disc issue, it was just going to take time. It's said that a disc issue can take 18 months to heal. So sometimes it's just going to take 18 months to heal. For some people, they're going to need some additional care. For example, hyperbaric oxygen therapy is a great way to help in that healing process. It's going to decrease swelling, decrease inflammation, and it's going to work well with that chiropractic care. Maybe it's getting additionally some massage therapy or physical therapy. So there's many different things to look at as you're healing the body. And if a person's having ongoing issues, don't give up, just look for that additional way to get help. Now, after being a chiropractor for 25 years, I've got one last bonus tip for you today. Now, for a lot of people, what they think about their problems is it's just going to go away. And you know what we find after living life is not all the problems just go away. And what I've found as a chiropractor is if you can address problems when they're a small problem, it's going to need a small fix. If you wait till it's a bigger problem, it's going to need a bigger fix, and sometimes maybe you can't even help that person. So if you have a problem, address it when it's small. Take action when it's small. Don't wait for that proverbial other shoe to drop to finally take action. Take action when it's small, and you're going to see yourself heal better and feel better long term. Thanks for listening today. It's been so great to talk to you. If you'd like to leave some comment in the section below, if you'd like to leave a suggestion in the section below, we'd love to hear that. We'd love to hear from you, and we look forward to talking to you again next time.